We filmed this makeover of a small London garden for my younger sister Sophia around 20 years ago. She must be the least keen gardener I've ever worked for, so it was a bit of a challenge. But she had a very firm brief. She wanted very low and very easy maintenance. She wanted to block out the neighbours' view of her garden from over the way, and she wanted a great space for entertaining. I'm amazed, Soph, that it hasn't really changed, has it, in 7 years?
No, not interested.
Not interested at all?
No.
But you must be quite excited about what we can do with it.
Yes, I'm with what you can do with it. I don't have many ideas, but I'm open to suggestions.
Because to have a space like this in London is just a real oasis. What would you use it for?
Sunbathing.
Sunbathing. And so if we're going to do something with it, what is it that you want to do? What are your main criteria?
Easy maintenance.
That's number one, I noticed. Top
Yes.
list. Number
Yeah.
two, what else do you want to do?
Blocking out the overlooking windows.
Heavily
Maybe,
overlooked.
yes, heavily overlooked, which I don't like at all.
So basically we want some sort of screening at the high level.
Yes.
Yeah. I noticed over there, didn't I give you those plant pots one Christmas?
I can't
heap
remember that.
in the corner. So you're not really into pots, obviously.
No.
You're not into watering pots, I can take it from that little failure over there. Okay. But the existing plants that you have got, are there any that you like? Any at all?
I sound awful, but not particularly, no.
Well, you've got the honeysuckles, haven't you? 2 honeysuckles.
I didn't know it was honeysuckles.
Yeah, and a bit of rose. I mean, they don't look great the way they are, just tangling around. But I think you might, because they're there and established, I think we could make them look a lot better. Because my immediate thought is you've got acres of larchlap panel fencing. It's all been
Hate
put out.
that. Yes, that would be nice to cover that up. It's all different colours. It's been bodged at different times.
And if we did re-fence it all, we'd have to go into who owns what with your neighbours on the other side and all that paraphernalia. So we could either just try and hide it all together with lots of planting, or we could just put a trellis all around it, over it. And then we can get lots of climbers, because there's a lot of vertical space, because it's quite a tight space.
Probably less expensive to do the trellis than re-fencing. I got quotes and I nearly passed out with the cost of re-fencing it all.
The lawn, then? I mean, you really don't want mowing, do you? You don't want to be out here every Sunday afternoon?
No, and you can see mowing's not my forte.
No, right. You have done it, though, haven't you, a bit?
In the summer, yes, a little bit.
Just so you could lie down in it. Yeah. OK, so we'll banish this and have lots of paving. So really, then, we want to think about plants. Roses? How about some roses, things like that? Great. So no,
As long as they're not high maintenance.
No, we'll do them in a way that you can deal with fairly simply. Nothing too elaborate. OK. I think we've got the picture in that case. So let's go and sort out what plants we want to get. Coming on.
More than coming on, it looks great, doesn't it?
You like it?
Yes.
Very glad, relieved. The initial impact, it does look a whole load bigger, don't you think?
Yes, very much so.
That was quite a shock. I was surprised how big it did appear. And I think it's because we've cleared away all the shrubs that were here, which are sort of flopping in. So we sort of made it physically quite a bit bigger. And this light colour of the trellis really helps lift it. Do you think?
Yes.
We've still got your lovely larchlap panel there, but with that dark green opaque wood stain on it, it just hides it. And then with a lighter colour on the front, you really don't notice it, do you?
No, it's very clever without the cost of replacing the whole thing.
How do you like the trees?
They're very pretty, aren't they? Lovely. Are they meant to be that colour? I mean, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. They're not dying, are they?
I hope they're not going to keel over now. That's part of their charm. They're photinias and they're evergreen, and their new growth comes this lovely reddy colour. And they're nice and solid, aren't they?
They block out the man behind very nicely.
But at the same time, they've got these clear trunks, so you don't smother the garden, come in too much. And gone is that mud and grass.
Hooray. And the dandelions.
And the dandelions and the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And instead, we've got the light coloured slabs, and I think that helps because it makes it seem much bigger, doesn't it?
They're lovely, really lovely.
Very nice stone slabs. So I'm going to get on and do the rest, and you're going to give me a hand with the rest of the planting?
No, I've got to go back to the office.
Surprising.
There's a cab waiting outside.
Oh, you toad. Okay. I'm digging a long, long way for this bit, it seems, and I'm not just trying to find Australia. The point is I'm planting a clematis, and one thing that people often find with clematis is that they get clematis wilt. And what it is they just rot right back. So with a clematis, you tend to plant them about 100 mil below the surface. So that pot depth will be hopefully 100 mil lower than the top of the soil. It's about the only plant I know that you plant really deeply. I'm tying the wire quite loosely around the stems because all I'm doing is just putting a temporary fixing to hold the clematis up to the trellis. As soon as it has a few days, you'll find that the leaves will all turn out and they'll turn to face the light. Like these look quite unnatural because they've been growing the different way. But in a couple of days, they'll naturally turn around and then it all looks much better. And then also the little tendrils will start to grow and they'll hook around the actual trellis. And so it'll make its own support once you've actually fixed it up at the top. I've chosen this variegated ivy for here because it's quite a dark, shady place. And ivy does really well in that, but it's a variegated type. It's Colchicum Paddy's Pride. And these golden markings just lift it a bit in this shady corner. I chose quite a big plant to give some impact for Sapphire, but I have actually soaked the pot in water well first because then it will just help it get established because they can come really dry and they need to go in the ground nice and moist. And then they don't need watering for about another week. One of my favourite finishing touches, a finial to go on the top. And I love these urns. I've just picked out the band with gold leaf, so that will stay shiny forever, hopefully. And I've just got a dowel on the bottom. I've put a bit of adhesive and I've pushed it in, and that's lovely. What do you think, Soph?
It's fantastic.
You really like it?
It looks really grown up, though. I don't know if I can look after it all.
Well, you can, dead easy, no problems. What concerns you?
Everything, really, because whenever I have a plant, it dies within minutes.
These are fine, no problem at all. I've chosen really easy subjects, okay? And the main thing, so they don't fall off their perch, is to give them some water. Just water them every week, once a week, really good soak, okay? For the first, I would say 8 weeks until their roots are down, particularly the roses, okay? The roses here are very tiny, wee little things.
Yeah, so it's hard to imagine them being,
Big roses.
Because they're tiny.
In 2 or 3 years, they'll be all over the trellis. And the good thing is you needn't prune them for the first 2 or 3 years. All you need to do is water them well, okay? And that will really get them going every week.
I'm so worried they're all going to die.
I don't think they will serve. I think you're just neurotic. Just water is the main thing until they get established. And then it's all plain sailing, I think. So you're going to have lots of garden parties here. You use it for entertaining.
Yes, I hope so. That's the idea.
Can't wait. When's the first one?
I don't know, but you'll get an invitation.
I was hoping you would say that, but for now, this is great.